Hello and welcome back to the Bygone Times. I hope you're doing well and I hope you are ready for a trip back to the simpler days of, let's say, the late 1950s to the early 1960s, maybe a little later than that. What we have today is this hard shell suitcase, mid-century to a little later. So you can see the exterior is kind of a vulcanized type of a fiberboard with plastic, vinyl, glossy finish type of a thing. The handle here is molded plastic, and that indicates definitely that it's post World War II. Prior to that, you had composite or cardboard or metal handles. The teal blue color was very popular in the 50s in lots of different settings and fixtures. You saw teal blue in bathrooms and tile and kitchens and even appliances and upholstery, naugahyde upholstery through the 50s and 60s. The hardware here, including the feet, are these brass tone metals. We got the same for the latches and the corner pieces and the handle attachments there. And then if we look at the latches, they would have had a key. I don't have the key for these. These are kind of skeleton key deals where the same key would work for a lot of different locks. And they have these release buttons to pop up the latch. The same on this side. Okay, so then let's open this up and look inside. Alright, so the bottom is a little bit of kind of satiny. The top is the same, and then it has this gathered elasticized pouch that's a little more satiny even. Often this would be used for, as they say, fine garments or maybe cosmetics or maybe small hats or something. So often these would be it's pretty small, 18 inches or so by 14. Might be closer to 2 feet, but little handbag. So it'd be good for carrying on a train trip or as a small travel suitcase, or perhaps if you had some accessories that you wanted to carry in addition to your larger bag. So maybe for women it could be some of the smaller toiletries that they travel with. They're the same for men. Maybe could even use it as kind of a briefcase type of a deal in a pinch, since it's hard shelled. But I think you would probably find these on trains with travelers through the mid-century and into the 70s. These have kind of become more popular here in the last 10 or 15 years as we've had vintage trends on Etsy and Pinterest and Instagram and those types of modern social and e-commerce platforms. This one does not have a manufacturer marking or tag that I can find, which it was somewhat common as they would be white labeled a lot of times for bigger retail outlets like Sears or Penny. Often these were made by luggage manufacturers like Samsonite, American Tourister, or Lady Baltimore. Let's see, what else can we say about this? Also done in this style, the hard shell, kind of shiny finish, meant for some durability, would be larger suitcases and pieces of luggage, and smaller pieces like vanity cases for cosmetics or other toiletries, hat boxes, or maybe even briefcases. Although you'd probably see, for a real briefcase, you'd probably see different colors, maybe a little more subdued, not quite as loud or as aqua as mid-century. In addition, the Sears and Penny, Montgomery Ward would also sell unbranded or private label luggage sets, and yes, they would be sold in sets often, even as you see today with some of our more modern luggage, which tends to be soft-sided, although you can still buy hard-sided. It's made of different material. This could be from a larger matched set, which would be kind of an interesting find if you could get, a 5-piece deal all together. That would be fun to see. This could also be like a dormer or something, something that a college student would carry with them back and forth to college and home. So this one has a little bit of wear here, some chipping on the side ribs, I guess you would say, in there. You can see they're stitched in with just this white stitching. Here there's a little bit of scratching and wear, I guess you would say, on this part of it. So anyway, there's our luggage. In terms of value, as I mentioned, these are kind of popular today because of the vintage movements in various places online. But still, you can probably find something like this at a thrift shop or yard sale for $10 or $20. And if you were to go to maybe a vintage shop or on Etsy, it might be more in that $30 to $50 range. And if it were just really pristine condition and an unusual piece, and you were in a kind of a higher end market, you might push it up over $100. But most likely you could find this fairly cheap, and you could use it for, whatever types of vintage display you wanted, or as a suitcase. Anyway, there's a little trip back to bygone times with our vintage hard shell mid-century travel bag. Thanks a lot.